What's up, YouTube? I want to walk you through how you can scale your clothing brand to 20K a month. This is going to be a one-on-one call with me and my student who's a Christian clothing brand. I'm going to be showing him the exact same information. But we're going to go over some important things. So if you're just starting a clothing brand, you're at 0K or 5K, whatever, and you want to scale up to 20K a month, this is going to be for you. We have some current of our clients who are killing, who are doing 30K a month with their clothing brand, other clients doing 10, 15K a month, and they all follow this script right here. So I'm going to walk you through. My name is Fred Sanders. I scale clothing brands for a living, so I want to walk you through a little short and simple document really quickly. So we're going ahead and get this going. So for you in particular, why I kind of want to show you this is it's going to be very important for like product validation. Okay, now I know you've sold a few clothes in the past, and if anyone out there who has sold clothes in the past, that's like a great sign of product validation. But I want to walk through like the importance of making a product, the importance of validating the product, and then like the marketing strategy of what you're going to do to get to 20K a month, because ultimately that's the goal. Again, going over the product, dude, the product is one of the most important things that you should be focused on. Again, you're selling a clothing brand, so your product is highly important. If you have a bad product, you're not selling a good product, you have no business. If you have a great product with bad marketing, you'll still be profitable. You can have the best marketing with bad clothing designs, and no matter how they run your ads, you're still going to be unprofitable. So focusing on your product, the most important thing. How I like to do is I like to make sure I figure out 4 good designs to start. So like Josiah's case, he has 4 validated products or 4 pretty good, decent designs. Now I'm not just doing like, I'm making 4 mockups. This is 4 samples. I like to get 4 samples to go. When I'm making my mockups, I typically do like 10 to 15 mockups. I know it's a lot of volume, but again, your product is the most important part. So you need to make sure you're focused on that. So I'm doing like, 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's say all these are products, all these are mockups, completely free to do a mockup, but I'm using my friends and my family to get advice from. I'm like, hey, how do you like this mockup compared to this mockup? And you're basically gonna boil that down with your friends and family and your own kind of advice into 4 products that you're gonna order samples from. So in total, you should probably spend about $400 on samples. If you don't have a great supplier, I have a whole video and I'll show you how to get an actual good supplier, because you shouldn't be getting samples for like $200, $300. That should be like $100, even less, like 75, 50 bucks. And that's good, great quality samples. Again, use your friends and family. You don't want those people who are just gonna say yes to everything. You need people who are gonna like bust your balls on this. Like, hey dude, change this, change that. People who are gonna give you solid advice. Boil it down to 4 good designs. When you're first starting a clothing brand, this is a huge thing to understand. You wanna stay away from overly simple designs. You don't want to do simple designs. Now, I know there's clothing brands out there. There's going to be people in the comments like, hey, I know this clothing brand doing $100,000 with a super simple design. That's because they're known. If you're doing less than 20K or less than 10K in your clothing brand, no one knows who you are. No one knows your clothing brand. You have no audience. That's just the honest truth. And we need to make sure that we build that up. Now, how we build that up, we need to put our best foot forward. We need to show them what we can do by giving them our best designs in the beginning. Not the beginning designs showing like, hey, we're just warming up. Give them our best stuff forward so we build an audience and we set the right foot forward going forward. So let me show you a couple examples. This t-shirt right here where it just says blessed and it's like a super simple one word, like you want to stay away from that. You're not going to get great conversion rates. It's not a great product that you want to sell. You can look over to this one right here. You have a lot of stuff going on. You got like crosses going on. You have extra designs going on. Now, of course, you don't have to design your product looking like this. I know, Josiah, your designs are a lot different. This is just an example. Basically, what you want to do is stay away from overly simple designs. That's the key point that I want to make. Any questions on that? Or does that make sense?
Oh, that's good.
Perfect. So once you kind of have a good design, you're not an overly simple design, you have 4 good, decent ones. Now we're moving on to the most important part. I like to call this the product validation method, which I'm walking Josiah through right now, actually. But we're basically validating our product before we buy bulk. I can't tell you how many clients have came to me by saying, hey, dude, look, I have $10,000 in inventory on a product that they don't even know is validated. It's the worst decision in business. And if you think about it logically in the business mindset, to buy product and inventory on a product you don't know for sure is going to sell, you're just wasting your money. So do not buy bulk until you go through this process that I'm about to walk you through. And until you pass this process, I'm about to walk you through. So you're going to take your 4 samples and we're going to go through this process right here. So there's 2 ways to validate your actual product in doing the testing method. You have the organic route and you have the paid ads route. I pretty much always recommend doing the paid ads route if you have a little bit of money to spare, because it's not overly expensive. Overall, it should probably cost like a couple $100, $100, $200, depending on like if you're doing it right. And me and my clients are doing our traffic ads correctly. I'm just going to explain both ways just in case you are actually penny pinching and you want to do the organic route. If you want to run the organic route, it's just simply posting stuff to your Instagram and your TikTok. You're basically posting a mixture between different flats, pictures of your actual clothes, And you're going to post a mixture of like it on people's bodies. So like on bodies is what I like to call them. And you're going to post 2 of those a day on your social media. So 2 on Instagram, 2 on TikTok. And what you're looking for is engagement and purchase intent. So you want likes, followers, comments. Hey, people DM you. Hey, when's this going to drop? I like this one, etc., etc. If you're doing paid ads, which again, I would recommend, you're going to do the exact same thing, but you're not going to have to post every single day consistently and like really keep track of it. You're just going to have to get those photos once. So you get your 2 flats or get your 1 flat and your 1 on body, and you're just going to run a bunch of people to your actual Instagram page. So you're going to have people going on your Instagram page. They're going to be liking it, commenting, DMing you and stuff. And you're looking for the exact same thing. You're looking for engagement and purchase intent. What I would consider purchase intent is someone going to your DMs like, hey, when does this drop? Or hey, what sizes does this have? And you can even go as far as to like reach out to people who are liking and commenting, so you can kind of get some artificial engagement or some artificial purchase intent, because all the time you won't have people just DMing you, hey, can I buy this? But once you reach out to people, you can see if you can try to close a couple deals or maybe get somewhere farther into the purchase intent route. But basically you're gonna do that for all 4. And you're gonna choose whichever one of your 4 samples that you have has the most engagement and the most product or the most buying intent. You're gonna go with that. That's gonna be your winning product. Let's say, for instance, you have all 4 of your products. None of them get a lot of engagement. None of them get a lot of purchase intent. You're gonna go back to the drawing board. Make 10 to 15 more. Sit down, talk to your family. Tell them to stop lying to you, because they are. Tell them, hey, give me better, feedback, more criticism, because I need to make my life and I want to change my life. So you're basically going to go back to the drawing board until you get purchase intent, till you get a lot of engagement. Once you do that, then you're going to go on to like making more photos and more creatives. Now, Josiah, this is where you're at because you already have engagement and purchase intent, which, by the way, I want to let you know is like 70% of the battle. Okay. A lot of people who struggle with clothing brands are most likely on this part right there. When you're getting to this part, this is like the slice of cake stuff. Like, I'm handling the rest for you. All you got to do is get the creatives. I'm running the ads, and you just got to kind of sit back. You already have some great designs. You're just going to focus on 3 kind of pictures / creatives. Okay. If you don't know what a creative is, that's basically any type of ad or picture that you run on Facebook or Meta or TikTok or whatever ad you're running is called a creative. So if you're at a 0 to 10K mark, so that's where you're going to be at, Josiah, you're only going to focus on these 3 things right here. These are the 3 free ways to get creatives and pictures for your brand. Now, if you're a little bit past that, you're at 10K plus, then you're focused on influencer and professional model photos. These 2 right there cost money, which is the reason why we're not doing them until you're at least 10K a month. Okay. Now, I do know you have a validated product, but I don't like to, again, if we're going back to strictly business logical, I don't like to go too over my head, spend thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on a product that's not making me any money. I don't care how great and stuff you think it is. You need to think business logical and think ROI and return on investment. You want to spend the money that your business is making you and reinvest that, not come out of your own pocket. Okay, it's not going to make your business work any faster. And in fact, it's going to put you in a bad position. So to give you more examples on flats, flat, super simple. Just like a picture of your clothes, laying down an isolated shot of your clothes. Regular model is just get a picture of your homeboy, your homegirl, a friend to take a picture in your clothing. That's pretty much it. Reels, anything that's a short or you're posting on Instagram reel will be considered a reel. For this one, just follow the trending stuff that's already kind of going trending. There's no secret sauce to this. Kind of do your own thing. You're a clothing brand, so be creative, When you get to 10K plus a month, again, we're going into influencer ads right here. This is when you start sending out free inventory to influencers. Again, this can get expensive. Depending on if your clothes are good or not, and depending to the influencer, he'll either A, just post it for free on his Instagram, or B, he'll make you send him free clothes and then charge you just to post it on his Instagram. Now, depending on the size of his following, that might be, beneficial. We have Quan down here, which Josiah, if you don't know, is like a clothing brand guy who's doing, a lot of money. He's a very big influencer in the clothing brand space. Paying Quan like $1,000 to post your clothes might be beneficial. Okay. You might be able to take that, run it as an ad, and get a crazy return on your investment. Most of my guys who are doing 30, 20, I see people even doing 200K a month, not my particular clients, but friends that I know. Their best performing ads are always flats, the free stuff. The stuff you take on your iPhone, you don't really need that much. Again, don't overthink this part. And then professional model photos. Again, this is just like icing the cherry on top. Like people can spend 2, 3K on a photo shoot. You don't need this if you don't already have it. Again, especially if you have your flats pretty much making the majority of your money. This is just the extra stuff. Now let's go into picture quality. This one is going to be huge for you. There's 3 things and 3 qualifications or checklists that you have before you, run any ad for a picture, post it on your Instagram, and show it to your audience. You need to make sure you have 10 out of 10 lighting. Now, what do I mean by this? If you're going in your head like, is my lighting okay? It's not. Go back and make it better. It needs to be amazing lighting. There should not be a single shadow even able to be created. It should be amazing lighting. You need to show your clothes clearly. So this can mean two things. If you're on, you're doing a flat, for instance, make sure you have no wrinkles in your clothes. Make sure the clothes are completely ironed out and every single aspect of your clothes is being shown. Now, if it's an on body, like you're doing a regular model photo, make sure they're turned a certain way where every bit of the design is able to be shown. So I know, Josiah, you were showing me a couple of designs where they were like turned to the side and only like half the logo they could actually see. If someone's seeing your shirt for the first time, they want to be able to see all angles of it so they can completely see it. Now, it can be a little bit difficult as a clothing brand owner because you sit with your designs all day. You know exactly how they look, but you have to go into the mind of someone who's seeing your brand for the first time. They have no idea what it is, and they want to see every angle of it. So you need to show your clothes clearly, and you want to make sure it doesn't look homemade. So you're not taking this in like your home on like your carpet or on your tile floor. If you don't even have to have like super crazy stuff for this, you can take a picture on the concrete. You just don't want it to look homemade. You want to come off as professional as possible. Okay, let me show you a couple examples of what that is, someone doing it good versus someone who didn't do it that well. So this is an example of someone who just didn't do well. As you can see, they have a lot of shadows right here. The clothes are all bunched up. You can't really see the design clearly. If I were to see this as an ad, I don't even know what the design is. It looks homemade. It looks unprofessional. It looks low quality. That's not the type of message you want to be sending with your clothing brand. Versus this one, again, he probably took this on his iPhone. You don't have to buy a super special fancy camera, but he has amazing lighting. The clothes are all laid out. Like, imagine going into H&M and how they lay out their clothes where you can see it perfectly clear. That's kind of how he folded his clothes so you can see the design. He has this little arm patch right out there. He made sure you could see it. Every part and aspect of the design. It doesn't look homemade. It's just on a concrete slab, but it looks amazing and it will perform amazing. So once you get the picture quality and stuff rolling, I mean, again, you're kind of chugging, you have a validated product and you have some fire pictures. Marketing is the easiest part if you're doing it right. For you, Josiah, it'll be because we're going to make sure you do it right. So there's two kind of trip ups that people get depending on their level where they're at coming in business. So if you're doing 0 to 10K, you want to only market after drop. Now, what do I mean by this? A lot of people have this misconception that if you're just dropping clothes for the first time, you must build up hype. You got to get people all buying your clothes all at once. It's just baloney. Like it is not going to happen. Again, if you're doing less than 10K, your audience is almost in existence. It's not there. No one knows about you. You need to have at least be doing 10K consistently, have an audience for you to even worry about doing anything, building up hype and doing before drop things. Okay. If you're waiting on a design because you're trying to build up hype for your design, dude, just drop it. You could build up as much hype as you want to. It doesn't matter. When you drop, you're not going to get sales. It's just the name of the game, especially if you're just starting. So I'll briefly cover what before drop looks like, but just know that if you're not doing at least 10K a month, anything that I'm saying right now for the next 10 seconds is not going to apply to you. But before drop, it looks like running traffic ads. So getting people to, like, follow you, comment on your clothes and show your design to a bunch of new people. Sending it out to influencers, again, use their audience to come to your audience so that they start signing up for your email, SMS. That will be the next one. And then just posting organic content. By this time, you should already have a bit of a following. So just teasing some new designs would just kind of make them a little bit more anticipated for that drop. Now, again, for most people watching this video, and for you in particular, Josiah, we're only going to do after drop. So that looks like we're only running conversion ads. What's the difference between a conversion ad versus a traffic ad? Traffic ad, you're just looking for traffic. Conversion ad is a more higher quality audience. So think about how Facebook will quantify this is like anyone who has bought in the past, like let's say they bought on an Instagram clothing brand ad before, they'll automatically be on that conversion ad part. So it's a higher quality audience, basically. And it costs a little bit more, which is why we don't do it in the beginning. But at this point, you already have a validated product. So it makes sense to spend that extra little bit amount of money. And for this after drop, you're running conversion ads. If you're struggling with your conversion ads or your traffic ads and you don't know, dude, reach out to me. I'll help you. And we'll walk through it one-on-one if I can help you. We'll talk and see if we can help. And then after drop, also just posting organic content. Post your products 2 times a day on Instagram. Nothing super fancy. You don't have to, post super professional model photos. Just show your audience what you're cooking up. Now that we covered a lot, I want to show you what to look out for. So like going through this process, you're bound to hit some snags. I want to cover a couple of the problems that you might be experiencing or you might experience in the future. So keep this in mind. If you have a low conversion rate on your site, so you're getting a bunch of visitors, a bunch of traffic on your site, but no one's buying and no one's checking out, it's most likely because you have a bad website. If you've went through the product validation method, then I mean 100% of the fact it's a bad website. You don't have your back-end operations and stuff set up for them to be buying it. They don't trust your website. It's numerous amount of problems or stuff like that. When you're building a website, you're not just trying to make it look cool. You have to actually put back-end metrics in it. The design and how it looks is like half the battle. The other 50% is the back-end metrics. It also could be your product if you didn't validate it, but most likely it's your website. If you're getting no clicks on your website, like you're running traffic ads, you're running conversion ads, and you're not getting anyone to even click on your website, you're getting no viewers, no visitors on your website, bad marketing. You're not doing something right. You're not setting up something right. You're not targeting the right people who care about your product. Go back to the drawing board or reach out to me. Low engagement. So let's say you're posting your stuff on Instagram. Now, if you only have like 50 followers, dude, or like 500 followers, low engagement doesn't look like 5 likes. Of course, you're going to get low engagement. But what I mean by that is like, are you getting the people who are following you? Are they liking it? Are they commenting it? If you're running traffic ads, are they liking, commenting on it? You're getting that buyer's intent? If you're not, you have a bad product. Go back to the drawing board, make it again. Again, this is one that clothing brands get tripped up on. You most likely just have a bad product, dude. Go back to the drawing board. For you, Josiah, I mean, you have great engagement. You've sold these. So, I mean, that's a pretty much wrap up of the video. We walked through a lot. Again, if you want my one-on-one help, again, I'm on a call with my student right now. We walk through, we do one-on-one Zoom calls where we talk personally. Go ahead and DM me on Instagram at Fred Sanders. Just DM me the word YouTube and I'll reach out and see if I can help you. If I can't, then I'll at least put you in the right, I'll text you at least something that can help. If I can though, we'll talk and see how we can help specifically. That's all I got for you guys in this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. You can only charge so much for a t-shirt. And you can only charge $40 max. For a hoodie, people will pay 100, 150, all the way up. So you can make a lot more money by simply slapping the exact same design on a hoodie. Okay. Cool. To go on looking homemade, you could get like one solid background kind of going. From this, it looks like you took it on a street corner because you allowed this part of the screen to show. But like this one right here, I can't tell it's on a street corner. It looks a lot better compared to like the background of this one. This one, it wouldn't be bad as if you didn't have that. This one, I mean, like you got this kind of going. I mean, for me, it can sound nitpicky, dude, but like my job is to make sure we,
Yeah. For sure.
So this one's sick, dude. Nothing's wrong with this creative right here. Great lighting, doesn't look homemade. Something like that would be perfect. You're on the right track with that one, 100%.